right. They don't even understand that you don't. You know, the way we grew up, you're supposed to spend no more than 10 or 20% of what you make. You know what I'm saying? So you can have something.
Just being with him everywhere, seeing nice things all the time since I was born. So I always knew that he was doing something. I mean, I don't know, it could have been anything. So I had a fun childhood, crazy childhood.
He was able to do it because, you know, like financially, I was supporting the idea, and I believe he could do it. He had moved to California and was working with acting coaches, and his dad didn't know that he was actually doing that.
What's the best memory of 50 Cent?
Best memory of 50 Cent? Ever since I met 50 Cent, he's always been stand-up and probably the most truthful person I've ever met.
Lil Meech got Richard Millie's Chrome Heart jeans, 10,000. I buy some Chrome Hearts for 10,000. I might wear them shits for a month, bro.
Ooh, you are not ready for this one because Big Meech, baby, he is done playing nice with 50 Cent and he's coming out swinging in a fiery explosion that has fans shook. Big Meech just called out 50 Cent in the most savage way, accusing him of doing the unthinkable, turning his own son, Lil Meech, against him. Let's be real, this drama has been brewing for a while. It all started boiling over when Big Meech, fresh out of prison, linked up with Rick Ross. When we're talking about Big Meech, fresh out of prison, linked up with Rick Ross. Now, y'all know 50 and Ross. That's beef central. So the moment Meek posed for a pic with Ross, it was like lighting a match in a gas station. Lil Meek tried to keep things cute at first, acting like he was still loyal to 50. But now, both Meek and Jr. are making it crystal clear they're riding with Rick Ross, period. And apparently, that's just the beginning of this war. Big Meek is furious. Why? Because 50 didn't just cut ties, he came for Meek's jugular. He called him a bad parent, said he was a toxic influence on Lil Meek, accused him of encouraging wild behavior, substance use, and blowing through cash like there's no tomorrow. So now the father and son are plotting revenge. And word on the street is they've teamed up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather to create a whole new version of the BMF show. But fans, Chile, they ain't buying it. They're saying Meek and Lil Meek are about to get scammed by Ross and Floyd, that this new deal is gonna end up draining whatever coins they've got left. So what exactly did 50 say to start this war? And is Big Meech really trying to rewrite the BMF legacy?
From the hood to Hollywood. That you gotta have, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you getting it. You know what I'm saying? See, people never seen how I really put it down, because unless you were part of that, I'm not gonna let you see that. The only thing you're gonna see is us enjoying ourselves. That's what you're supposed to.
Buckle up. Let's rewind for a sec. 50 Cent came out swinging, straight up calling Big Meech a bad dad. Yup, he said it. He said Big Meech wasn't just a bad influence, he was the reason Lil Meech was spiraling. After that Rick Ross photo dropped, 50 was done. And Lil Meech, he went into panic mode. He slid into 50's DMs with the saddest message ever, trying to fix them. He wrote, and I quote, "F Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet sigh is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life. Baby, that's desperation." But guess what? 50 was not having it. He clapped back hard. "What next season, little ninja?" he posted. Then to add insult to injury, 50 went full clown mode and said he'd call up Mona Scott and get Lil Meek a spot on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Child. And then 50 hit even harder. He dug up old footage of Lil Meek and Rick Ross's daughter, Toya Roberts, and dragged Ross too. He said Ross didn't lift a finger for the Flannery family while Big Meech was behind bars. Why old boy didn't look out for Lil Meech and send him to acting school, 50 asked. You come home thinking you the black Pablo Escobar and F up your own son. Then he hit fans with a bombshell. I helped your family make over $5 million, 0 cents legit dollars. It's not my fault, it's all gone now. Ooh, some fans said 50 went too far, but others, they said Meek betrayed him. And the betrayal didn't end there. Even Boozy chimed in, and honey, he was not impressed with Lil Meek's apology text. According to Boozy, that respectful response was weak. If it had been his dad, he would have went off on 50.
And Meech, bro, I don't know. Lil Meech, I ain't like his response. It seemed like he got a genuine kind of love for 50 on his response. But, you know, my response was, nigga, fuck you, nigga. Nigga, that's my daddy. Nigga, fuck you, nigga. Nigga, let's go to war. Nigga, fuck you. And everything you, nigga, fuck you. I don't know what Meech was on something. Nigga, that's my paw, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Right, wrong, nigga. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Is it my son, nigga? You, nigga, my nigga ain't gonna go against this grain. Fuck that. I was like, damn, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you You know, because after that thing came out, how Meech was talking all, you know, like, no, nigga, fuck all y'all. I'm with my dead nigga, you know, I ain't like it.
But 50 didn't back down. In fact, he doubled down on the disrespect and posted receipts. He responded to Boozy saying, I did more for Meek than anyone in his life. Let that sink in. He even spilled that he was the one who bailed Lil Meek out every time. And get this, he once paid to send Lil Meek to our rehab after he got hooked on Whip It. That's right, laughing gas. 50 spilled all the tea. In an IG post, he revealed that things between him, Big Meech, and Lil Meech got sour because of one ugly word, jealousy. He said Big Meech couldn't stand how close he and Lil Meech got while Meech Sr. was in prison. And 50 was trying to be a father figure. He told Lil Meech to chill with the spending. He tried to stop him from wasting his bag. But Big Meech, he'd tell Lil Meech, nah, do what I did back in the day, y'all. It's giving sabotage. 50 said he had to step in when Russell Hornsby noticed Lil Meech was high on set. He started throwing up at a weapons test, and when they checked his truck, they found the Whip It. 50 said, I was like, what the F is Whip It? Then realized it was the stuff used in baby guns. Messy. And instead of saying thank you, Lil Meek and his dad went full petty.
Meech and Lil Meech looks like they are officially partners with Floyd Mayweather. Now they're being very tight-lipped about the venture, but my guess is it is going to be big. Floyd Mayweather is a very, very competitive person, and he will pull out all the stops in his attempt to beat 50 Cent.
Now Meek Sr. and Jr. are plotting something big. They're linking with Rick Ross, and they're bringing Floyd Mayweather into the mix too. Yes, Floyd. 50's old enemy, Lil Meek, recently popped out in Miami with Ross and Floyd, all smiles, all designer, all drama. And you already know he had to throw a little shade. He posted a pic with both of them captioned with real power. Real power, y'all. That's a direct shot at 50's Power franchise. Then a few days later, another post. Lil Meek and Big Meek posted up with Floyd again. No caption, just a shushing emoji. Translation, they cooking up something. People are now whispering, are they trying to launch their own version of BMF? Because that would be wild.
So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it. I'm just talking.
But here's the gag. Rick Ross might want to slow down on that movie plan because 50 Cent still owns the full TV and film rights to the BMF story, yep. Sources told TMZ that unless 50 gives the green light, that movie is DOA. And get this, 50's G-Unit film and TV division is already in production on Tammy Cowan's life story, the same woman who helped bring the original BMF show to stars. So not only is 50 working on expanding the BMF universe, but legally, Meek Sr. doesn't even own his own story anymore. Tammy does, so if Big Meek and Lil Meek think they can just pivot and make their own project with Rick Ross and Floyd, good luck. It's giving lawsuit waiting to happen, and fans are already dragging them for trying it.
Elliot charged me $200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3 or 4 hours. My neck started hurting. You know, you might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but it's 200. Just for a kilo.
What's the pendant cost?
3, just for a pendant. Right here, this is Antarctica. It's the big boy. This Christine called it Antarctica. It's the chandelier. So I might have seen DJ Khaled with this song. It's that big boy, you know.
How much is it worth?
$2 million.
So let's talk about the money, because what really has people gagging is just how much Lil Meech allegedly blew through. According to insiders, this man torched through $5 million, 0 cents like it was nothing. We're talking cars, designer fits, ice, private jets, champagne showers, not a single dime invested. Not even a backup plan, and the way he was flexing, it was wild. He was out here stunting in custom Chrome Hearts jeans and bragging about dropping $2 million, 0 cents on a watch. It's giving BMF in real life, but without the backup money to cover it. And it didn't stop there.
You know, he's still awaiting his case.
Okay.
You know, he's still sitting in jail.
Right.
But recently, I had Day 26 come do my show.
I think I've seen some of that interview, yeah.
Right. So I started talking to him, and, you know, I started talking to Q from Day 26, and he's talking about how, you know, you have sober Diddy, then you have high Diddy. And, you know, you kind of have a different person depending on who you catch on that day. And he starts talking about how he read this one email and he couldn't go into the details, but it had something to do with sacrifices and so forth. And he started to cry. And then the rest of day 26 started to cry. Like, that's never happened to me. I've had people cry in my interviews, but I've never seen a whole group of men start to cry at the same time.
I don't get it. I don't know why somebody would do that to.
So you gotta think mentally what them went through over there, the Danity Kings, the day 26. Because for making you treating this artist like that, damn, that shit crazy.
Word is, Lil Meek was walking around acting like the world owed him something. Tony Yayo even spilled that Lil Meek told people like Lil Baby that they should just fork over money to help Big Meek. Yes, that's right, begging celebs for cash while dropping $100K on jeans. How did that even make sense? And it gets more insane. Lil Meek himself admitted that when he first met 50 Cent, he was totally lost. No direction, no plan, no clue what he was doing with his life. And 50, he didn't just give him a chance, he invested in him, paid for 2 years of acting lessons out of pocket, believed in this kid. 50 could have hired a real actor, saved money, but nah, he chose Lil Meek because he wanted to honor the BMF legacy. And this is how he got repaid.
Myself. My dad was calling me from jail every day. He was like, man, what you gonna do? Like, shit, I don't know. I always knew I wanted to be my own person. It's just hard, to live up to my dad's name. And he called me one day, he's like, man, they looking at Terrence Howard and Nipsey Hussle. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to play me, but you gotta go to acting class so you can get ready. So I met 50. 50 put me in acting class for 2 years in LA. Invested in me, paid for the acting class. I had to go every day, 2 times a day, 5 days a week. In the morning, in the afternoon, come back home, study again, do the same thing the next day.
Wow, a ball player.
Yeah, but I put in the work though, and it showed me that 50 couldn't get me the job. I had to get myself the job. My dad couldn't get me the job. They would have hired somebody else that already had acting experience. I had no experience. So
think about it. 50 gave Lil Meek the opportunity of a lifetime. Star role, big check, a shot to be taken seriously in Hollywood. And instead of protecting that blessing, Meek acted like it was just guaranteed, as if the money would never run out, as if the show would never end, as if 50 would just keep cutting checks no matter what. When things first started getting messy, fans had Lil Meech back. They were saying, don't punish the son for the father's mistakes. But the minute Meek popped up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, ooh, the tide turned. Now fans are dragging him through the dirt. Fake loyalty, they're calling it. Ungrateful, embarrassing. And can we talk about how this boy swore he had no love for Rick Ross in that text to 50? And now he's out here posing with Ross like they've been besties since birth? The internet never forgets. Because here's the tea that really has fans clutching their pearls. If Big Meek already sold his life rights to Tammy Cowens, the very woman who helped 50 create the original BMF show on Stars, then legally, he doesn't even have control of his own story anymore. Yep, so the question is, what exactly are Big Meech, Lil Meech, Ross, and Floyd even planning? Like, for real? Will they buy the rights back from Tammy? Are they just gonna go rogue and do some watered down BMF incense mess? Or is this whole thing just a ploy to tick off 50? Either way, the fans are not here for it. They're saying this new alliance feels like a setup for failure. And with Lil Meek's track record of blowing money, no business plan, and constant flexing for the gram, things are not looking promising. So where does that leave us? Let's break it down. Big Meech, fresh out, trying to make a comeback, but possibly getting used by Ross and Floyd. Lil Meech, once Hollywood's next big star, now being clowned for blowing his shot and his money. 50 Cent, still holding the rights, still producing, still dragging everybody on Instagram, and still winning in the court of public opinion. Oh, and don't forget, 50 was the one who bailed Lil Meech out of jail, paid for rehab, paid for acting school, made him a star. And now Lil Meek is out here acting like 50 never existed. It's wild. The fans are torn. Some are still riding for Meek, saying he got caught in the middle of a grown man feud. Others, they say he chose his side the moment he hit post on those photos with Floyd and Ross. As for 50, he's not sweating it. He's already moving on to other shows, other films, and bigger money. And if we're being real, he's still got the entire BMF empire in his back pocket. Contracts, characters, rights, receipts. So whatever new version Big Meech and his son think they're launching, it better be a fair tale. Because that's the only way it's going to make sense. So now it's your turn. What do you think? Was 50 Cent right to cut ties after everything he did for them? Did Big Meech and Lil Meech betray him? Is this new team up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather a brilliant move or a ticking time bomb? Drop your thoughts in the comments because, baby, this story, it's far from over. And trust, when the next shot is fired, we'll be right here with all the messy updates. Here with all the